Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, dudes and dudettes. It's Saturday. It's 8:45, the 22nd of February. Hello to all. How are we doing? And that can only mean, by the way, one thing. It is FPL Talk, and it's part 38. And we are game week 26, aren't we? Wonderful game week 26 on FPL. And we've had a couple of double game weeks, haven't we, with Liverpool involved quite a bit. So I hope you did quite well out there for the past few game weeks. Hope you got some decent points. I can tell you first and foremost, I didn't do too badly, especially with that assistant manager, the Assman. What a great abbreviation that is. Assman. I used that going back a couple of game weeks now, and I got a decent amount of points. So without further ado, let me get you guys seeing what I can see, and we will take a look at how I got on in general. First up, game week 25 just gone. The week before, so we had Brighton destroying Chelsea. That surprised me a little bit. I do have Colwell and Palmer, and a terrible performance from Chelsea, to be honest with you. Not great at all, conceding 3. On the flip side, Brighton, are they back? That's a big question. Is it time to maybe look at their assets again? If you remember, I had Jorginho Rutter for a few game weeks, and it was a bit hit and miss quite heavily. João Pedro was injured at that particular point, and a lot of people have jumped back onto the João Pedro bandwagon. However, it was all about Minter, wasn't it? And Mitoma's form in the last game week, and more importantly, Verbruggen got an assist, and Welbeck, is he back? So 3-0 was a victory. If you guys have got Minter, Mitoma, Welbeck, or Verbruggen last week, well done. You got some decent points from that. 3 bonus Minter, Mitoma, and Verbruggen. 3-0 Brighton. Arsenal beating Leicester. Important for Arsenal, that was, without a centre forward, of course. An injury to Martinelli didn't help neither. Kai Havertz being out. Bukayo Saka, 3 huge players for Arsenal, attack-wise, all out. 2-0 though. And Mikel Moreno stepped up. I don't know if that means everyone's going to be jumping on Mikel Moreno going forwards, but well done him, first and foremost. Nwaneri and Trossard performing well. Also, Nwaneri was incredible, wasn't he? 3 bonus points, 2 for Marino, 1 for Raya. However, the key really is to stay a bit humble, is probably the word that's been used quite a bit for Arsenal, really, because we've beaten Leicester. And a lot of teams are beating Leicester. So they're the whipping boys at the moment of the Premier League, unfortunately. 2-0 victory for Arsenal. Nwaneri, Marino and Raya getting the bonus points. Good for Raya as well, because he hasn't had a clean sheet. Same goes for Arsenal's back 4. Villa drawing 1-1 with Ipswich. Bit of a surprise, that one. Delap getting the goal for Ipswich, and Watkins scoring for Rashford. I was toying with the idea of bringing Watkins in last game. We probably should have. Didn't. And in the end, Watkins goes and gets himself a goal. And I didn't bring him in because it was a bit of uncertainty around his injury and fitness, but he played, got a goal, and did well in the end. So Watkins got the 2 bonus points. Rashford got 3, got an assist. Rashford, didn't he? Delap got the 2. Fulham versus Forest, surprise victory. That one for Fulham. I expected maybe a draw, perhaps a scrape win for Forest the other way around. But well done to Fulham. They did really, really well for them. Goal for Smith Rowe. Is he back? Question mark. Bassi got a goal. Adama assist. Raul assist. Wood with his weekly goal. Gibbs White with the assist in that one as well. So 2-1 to Fulham. City destroying Newcastle. The result being everyone fell over themselves to get in Omar Mamouche. If you remember a couple of game weeks ago, I mentioned him. Is he going to be a spark? Is he going to do something for Manchester City when he starts getting into the flow of the system and the performances? I think he'll do really well. How about a hat-trick against Newcastle? Last game week, everyone jumped on the bandwagon. You can see that because his price has already got up by 0.1. Okay, it's not much, but the transfers in have been a flurry. I am 100% looking at him. I mentioned it a few game weeks ago. It was him being an option maybe for Risa. Risa's been disappointing apart from yesterday. So Marmouche got a hat-trick. Mekati got a goal. Edison, the goalkeeper, assist there. Haaland assist. Savinho assist. And Gundogan an assist. Marmouche getting 3 bonus points. Edison rightly getting 2. And John Stones getting the 1. Poor performance, by the way, from Newcastle. I have got Murphy and I have got Isak in my team. Very surprised that neither of them did anything really in that game, or score or get any kind of points really. Southampton losing to Bournemouth as expected. Unfortunately, Southampton are the second whipping boy team of the league, aren't they really? Them and Leicester City. Kamaldeen got a goal for them though. Onuchu got an assist, but Bournemouth's Christie, Dango and Teranier did the business for Bournemouth, didn't they? With a Christie, Kluivert and Semenyo assist. The bonus points went 3 to Christie, 2 to Kamaldeen, and 1 to Aribo in a 3-1 win for Bournemouth. West Ham losing to Brentford. Sade and Damsgaard getting yellow card, but Sade getting the goal. And that surprised a lot of people, really, because he's one of those players. Yes, he scores, but he seems to pop up when you want Risa and Mbuemo to do something they do. 1-0 win for Brentford. Sade with the goal. Flecken, 3 bonus points. Collins with 2, and Sade got the 1. Everton Crystal Palace, 2-1 win for Everton. Mateta with his usual goal, a guy everyone's looking at, but there are issues coming ahead in terms of fixtures, etc. Mateta with the goal. Gahey with the assist, interesting one. Beto got the goal for Everton, and Alcaraz got the goal for them as well. Young and Alcaraz with the assist. 3 bonus to Alcaraz, 2 to Beto, and 1 to Mateto. Liverpool beating Wolves 2-1. Bit disappointed didn't get a clean sheet. More disappointed that Konate got took off at half time and even got a yellow card. He really didn't do well last game week for me. Luis Diaz got the goal. Mo Salah with his usual finish. 2-1 win. Diaz with the other assist. And Cunha, brilliant performance from Cunha. Really good out of nowhere. He just created a spark. Exactly what Pereira wanted from him for Wolves. Cunha with the goal. Belgrade with the assist. 2-1 win. Bonus points. Diaz got 2. Salah got 1. And Cunha got the 3 in the end. Spurs versus Man United, a win for Spurs, scraped win, to be honest with you. Maddison goal, Bergveld assist. Bonus points went Spence with 3, Maddison with 2, and Vicario back from injury with the 1. And then the second game, double game week, 2-2 draw at Villa Park. Tielemans and Watkins with the goals, Ding and Mings with the assist. Trent Alexander-Arnold with the goal, and Mo Salah with the other goal. Mo Salah and Diego Jota with the assists in that game. 2 bonus points to Salah, 3 for Tielemans, and 1 for Watkins in a 2-2 draw. The result of which meant that I left that game week with 82. Pretty happy with 82. Beat the average, which was 74. Happy with that. 7 from Raya, 2 Mikolenko, 1 for Konate, 1 for Nico Williams, 1 for Greaves. Palmer 2. Mo Salah with the majority being 40. Thank God for Mo Salah. Jacob Murphy with 2, Visa with 2, Wood with 9, and Isak with 2. So basically my point scorers were Raya, Wood, and Mo Salah. How disappointing is that when you think about the fact that I fielded 11 players and I only got 3 players that technically returned. Everyone else got 2s and 1s. Really, really, really poor. As for everything else, Arne Slot was decent, wasn't he? He was okay. You know, he got not the greatest amount of points in the world. A 6 and a 2 and a 3 and a 2. Equaling 13. It will do. It will do. It will have to do. I'll put him in as an assistant manager. I plan to keep him, and that is the intention as well. Amad Diallo, big blow as well. He was injured. I probably would have got a few more points maybe if Ahmed and Martinelli were fit and playing. They didn't. Both of them got injuries, and both of them are out. So that was the team 82. Let me know how you guys got on. As always, I'm on all the socials, of course. I'm on X, AJ1985P. I'm on Twitch, A_J_P_8_5. I'm on Facebook, AJ85-channel, should I say. And I'm also on YouTube, AJ Hardy85. As you guys know, it's where I put all my videos after this show. Obviously, like, subscribe, and follow, and we could be special friends. But yes, keep those comments coming in. Keep those messages coming in. I do have one for a bit later, which I will mention after this part. So we move swiftly onto this game week, don't we? And this game week is basically Leicester. I've already lost yesterday, the first match against Brentford. This game week 26, a really good performance by Brentford. Mbuemo getting the goal, Norgard getting the goal, Risa getting his goal, Carvalho getting his goal, Damsgaard with 2 assists, and Mbuemo with an assist. Also, Mbuemo getting 3 bonus, Risa getting 2, and Damsgaard getting 1. Now, I am a Risa owner. He's got a goal. I plan to probably take him out anyway. But without a doubt, yesterday, Risa owners, we were robbed. Don't care what anyone says. I've watched that highlight back. I've watched it in detail-ish, zoomed in, and I can tell you factually, whether it was intentional or not, that ball hit Risa's foot before it went to Carvalho, who scored the 4th goal. Therefore, based on the rules, strictly speaking, Risa should have had a goal and an assist, and the likelihood is he would have jumped to 3 bonus points potentially, or at least challenged Mbuemo for those bonus points. Very disappointed, got to be honest with you. Every point matters. Reece has also been really, really poor in my opinion, and unlucky as well. But in terms of returns on fantasy, I don't care about unlucky. He's been poor for the past few weeks. A lot of people have been buying him because he's got a fixture in 29, game week 29, and that's great. You're bringing him in because you're seeing potential problems with your teams, and therefore Visa could, plug a gap for that game week, and he's a decentish player. But yesterday, robbed. Full stop. End of story. Should be goal, assist for Visa, and maybe another bonus point extra. Very disappointed. Very disappointed with the whole thing, really. Should have been an assist on that one. Sorry, bit of a tickly cough there going on. But yes, Visa with a goal, and he should have had an assist in my opinion, and that would have given me a few more points to start this game week off. Otherwise, we've got Everton, Man United. I could see a draw in this game. I could see probably a 1-1 draw. Everton getting a goal, possibly. It's a difficult one, really. Maybe in dive he's back. Perhaps better because he's playing, isn't he, at the moment, quite well. Man United wise, I think they will score. They're quite jammy in that sense as well. Maybe Bruno Fernandes a penalty or something along those lines. Arsenal, West Ham, tricky fixture. I think Arsenal will scrape a win, maybe a 2-1 against West Ham. Goals wise, I can see. I'm hoping Nwaneri is involved, maybe Trossard as well. Goals for those guys. West Ham wise, I think Kudus is going to score against us. He's a good player, and I think we don't destroy teams in our London derbies. We sort of scrape the victory and make it difficult for ourselves. Bournemouth versus Wolves, really, really good game. Really good game. I can see Bournemouth winning, maybe 3-2 in this one. Django probably involved. Clivert definitely involved in that one. Semenyo is doing really quite well in the background. He's sort of going under the radar a little bit, Semenyo. Cunha is the man to watch the Wolves. End of story. 3-2 on that one, I think. Fulham versus Crystal Palace. Up until last week, I would have thought this was a Crystal Palace, straight victory. Not so sure now. Not so sure. I think that it might end up being a close game, this one. I'm going to go with probably a 1-1. Quite a safe guess, that one, really, but I can see a 1-1 in that game. I think Fulham will probably score again. Smith Rowe looks like he's trying a bit of form again. And Mateta, obviously, no doubt about it. Mateta for Crystal Palace. Maybe a link up with Eze if he's fitting fully foreign. Ipswich Spurs. Interesting game, actually. I can see Spurs winning. They've obviously won last week. Their tail's a tiny bit up now as well. In terms of performance, Son and Kulusevski are always a danger for Spurs. Ipswich-wise, Delap probably, but I can still see Spurs winning, probably a 2-1, 3-1 Spurs. But the players involved that I've just mentioned there, Brighton victory against Southampton. Yes, in the next fixture at 3 o'clock. Welbeck involved. Mitoma's doing really well. Again, the players finding his feet a little bit and finding his form. Probably a 2-3-1 win for Brighton. Kamaldeen is scoring for Southampton, so maybe he'll get the goal for them. And then a good game, isn't it, really? Villa versus Chelsea. Which in the reverse fixture, Chelsea beat Aston Villa quite comfortably in the end. And I can see a draw in this one, I really can. I hope Palmer starts doing well as well because he's dropped in price and a lot of people are questioning Palmer a little bit. But I can see a draw in this game. I can see Aston Villa scoring. Watkins is doing well. Look at the players they brought in. Watkins, Asensio, Rashford. The attacking flair in that team is really, really quite good. Marlon they already had as well. He's done quite well for them. And then not to mention Rodgers. This Steppen doing really, really well. So I can see Aston Villa getting a goal or two in this one. I can see Chelsea doing the same, possibly a 2-2 in that one. Newcastle Forest, good game on Sunday. Newcastle need to start kicking in a bit more. They're slowly starting to, after that loss last week, you thought, okay, where are they going to go? It's Manchester City. Okay, Manchester City were always a dangerous team, but they weren't exactly flying at that point, were they? So Newcastle versus Forest. I can see Newcastle possibly scraping a win in this one, but Wood is going back to his old team. I can see Wood scoring. I can see it being maybe a 2-1 in that game, perhaps a draw. Newcastle-wise, Isak needs to start getting back on form again. He needs to start hammering in those goals, getting his confidence back in front of goal. Isak and Wood to watch in that game. And then, without a doubt, the game that would normally be the game of one of the game of the seasons, apart from Man City, Arsenal, of course, or Liverpool and Manchester United, or Arsenal, Spurs, of course. But Manchester City versus Liverpool. 4:30 on Sunday. This is going to be a really good game because City are now in form again, doing quite well. Yes, they're out of the Champions League, but in my opinion, that gives them a chance to focus on the Premier League, and they will. And I think they'll get a win against Liverpool. I really do. I think Manchester City will beat Liverpool on the weekend. I think they'll shock a few people. I think it'll be a real, real battle. Like a 2-1, maybe a 3-2 game. Liverpool are doing really, really well, but they're a bit... Are they creaking a little bit? Is this a chance for Arsenal maybe to close the gap a little bit? I think City will just about scrape a win. I really do. And I think that Haaland will play. I think him and Mamouche will link up well, and I think they'll get some chances and possibly even goals between them. Foden as well. But the problem is City aren't defensively strong, and that's the problem. So they need to score several goals in order to win this match. Liverpool, Mo Salah. There's no one else you look to. Diaz is doing quite well as well. So I can see maybe those two combining and getting the goals, really. I really do. But I think it's going to be a 2-1, 3-2. keep an eye on this one because it's going to be a really good game. A lot of you are already probably planning to watch that game anyway. But yes, 3-2. Now, in terms of points, it's quite simple. I haven't got many this game week, and yet I've got something. I've got 8 and the average is 7, so I'll take that so far. Raya against West Ham is in goal for me. Kanate is away to Man City. Risky, but we're going to go with it. Nico Williams against Newcastle away. Again, bit of a risky one, but we're going to go with it. Mikolenko against United, maybe. Slim chance on a clean sheet on that one. Cole Palmer away to Villa. Again, I hope he starts kicking into form. My captain, obviously, is Mo Salah. Even against Manchester City, I think he could score and get some points on the board. Django against Wolves. Again, hopefully he does well with Bournemouth's fixtures. And Nwaneri, I've brought in, just in case you guys don't know, Django and Nwaneri are my 2 transfers this game week. They had to be. Amad Diallo and Martinelli being completely out for weeks, months, and whatever it is. Amad Diallo out for possibly even the season. So Django came in for him, and Nwaneri came in as my Arsenal coverage. Hopefully he does well. Brilliant, by the way, against Leicester, but he needs to do it against West Ham and consistently. Wiese got my 8 points yesterday. Should be more. Maybe unlikely, because I think they're confirmed now. The points, very disappointed he didn't get the assist, but 8 points it is anyway, better than nothing. Wood against Newcastle and Isak against Forest. However, I also have Arne Slot this game week, and that could be a bit of a grey area because he faces Manchester City. The Liverpool team have got Manchester City. Hopefully they do okay. Maybe a draw would be nice to finish off Arne Slot's 3 game weeks that I've had him for. Altogether, that's 5 games, 5 matches. And I always envisage doing it. I always plan to do it irrespective of fixtures. Call me, rigid or focused. Arne Slot was always going to be manager for all of those fixtures. Didn't want to waste a transfer taking him out, really. Just for Manchester City, so I'm keeping him in. And hopefully he does the business. On the bench is Fabianski against Arsenal away. I don't think he's first team player now, is he, for Fabianski? I think he's a benched player now, which is a bit of a shame. Jacob Murphy against Forest on the bench. Greaves against Tottenham is on the bench, and Colwell against Aston Villa is on the bench. My overall is better, but it dropped a little bit from the last game week. I'm on 2,315,000. So let me know where you guys are. Let me know about the team. What team have you guys got put out? What fixture do you think that's going to be the big one this game week that's going to cause all the points? I think it could be City versus Liverpool, really, to be honest with you. Let's have a quick look at the price changes as well. Django went up, my man, to 5.2. Damsgaard went up to 5.1, and Buemo went up to 8. Wiese has gone up to 6.4. Mateta's gone up to 7.4. Better's gone up to 5. Wood's gone up to 7.2. And Cunha's gone up to 6.9. Ndiaye has dropped to 5.4. Davis has dropped to 4.3. Morsey's gone down to 4.8. Bonuate's gone to 4.6. Bernardo 6.1. And Target's dropped to 3.9. Yes, he has. And the price predictor for tonight is Watkins is apparently going to go up. Kluivert's going to go up. And Gakpo is going to go down, but he's got injury, hasn't he? And then tomorrow, apparently, we've got some big things that are happening. Munoz might go up for Crystal Palace, good player. Salah might go up as well. Gabriel for Arsenal might go up. Rashford might go up. Tarkowski might go up. Kirkes might go up. Young might go down. Isak might go down. Konza might go down. Fabianski might go down. And Johnson from Spurs might go down as well. So, there you go, people. What a great game week that was. Had a great fun on game week 25. 26 is upon us. I've already got 8 points, which is a good start. Let me know how many points you think you're going to get this game week. Be interesting to see what you think in terms of the best team, best match, best fixture this game week, really, that might score the most amount of points. Personally, I said a minute ago, I think it's going to be City versus Liverpool. I think if you've got any assets on those teams, then that'll be really a game to target. I think maybe the Bournemouth game, that might be a good game as well. But again, they've got Wolves, so it might be a bit open. But otherwise, let me know what points you expect to get this game week. I'm on 8. How many do you have already? Do you have any Leicester players? Did you have any players from Leicester players? Or did you have any Brentford players from yesterday who played? And Buemo, obviously, is quite popular, isn't he, really, for Bournemouth? So I'm sure you've got him in your team if you've got that style team going on. But otherwise, there you go, guys. Fantastic. So I did have a question. I did mention I was going to say that before. And it was to Arne Slot. Someone said to me, why do you have Arne Slot still? Question mark. If I'm honest with you, and I've replied to this guy, Paul, thank you for your message. Basically, Arne Slot, I brought in because the sort of 5 fixture thing that was going on. You get 5 for the price of sort of 3, isn't it, really? You would have had, an irregular game week, it would have been 1 game a week, wouldn't it, really? So you would have had 3 fixtures out of Arne Slot. Now, what I could have done, should have done, hindsight, blah, blah, Moyes for the first game week and maximise that. But you kind of expected him to do okay, well, but did you really expect him to do that well? Honestly, no. Most people thought, Arne Slot's the way to go. The second game week could have gone Emery, maybe. I think he got a point more, didn't he? Than Slot or something like that, something along those lines. Maybe I could have done that. In hindsight, probably wouldn't have done just for the sake of a point. And don't forget, more importantly, every time you take out a manager, you have to use transfer. So, the real key to that, and a lot of things like your team, you have players, etc., that you set and forget, don't you, for the whole season. Whether it was rigid, whether it was tunnel vision, my intention was always to bring in Arne Slot. It was always to bring him in for those 3 game weeks, 5 games in total, the final one being on Sunday against Manchester City. I just think that I expected Liverpool to do well, at least to win. Yes, I wasn't expecting massive bonus points from the league table position, 5 positions or whatever it is below. Didn't expect anything like that. I just looked at what manager is out there, what team are doing well at that particular moment in time, and opted for Arne Slot as a result of that, really. I mean, why wouldn't you, to be honest? The games that Liverpool have done so far, the sort of results that they've got have been a bit meh, to be honest with you. But yet they beat, they just about beat Wolves. They beat Everton, so you got what you wanted out of that. You got a draw against Aston Villa, and then the Bournemouth win as well. So it's been good. It's been okay, hasn't it? Really, honestly, he's done okay. There you go. There's the history for him so far. I'm okay with that. I'm content. Let's use those words, and then we'll look to whatever happens on Sunday as being a bit of a bonus, really. I don't regret it, to be honest. I don't regret bringing in Arne Slot. I don't regret sticking him in as a manager. Liverpool did really well. Yes, he cost a bit more, but I had the funds to put in a Liverpool player or a Liverpool manager, so to say. I had a slot for there you go. I had a slot for a Liverpool player. I only had 2, obviously being Konate and Salah in my team at the moment. So it was quite a straightforward decision, really, in the end, to be honest. So the answer to that question is, Paul, I have no regrets bringing in Slot. Slot today on Sunday will play against City. Hopefully he gets a draw, maybe a win. It'd be lovely, but probably a draw will be good, and that'll be fun. I'll take that as being a decent set of points, extra points on top of what I've already got. A lot of people are of this notion that they just want to use that point, get it out of the way, get your assistant manager chip out of the way because it's annoying or it's in the way. It's a bit like bench boost or something like that. Use it to your advantage. And I looked at the sort of forums, and I looked at what's going on in terms of, the Liverpool fixtures, and I saw that as an opportunity. End of story. 5 games for the price of 3. Why wouldn't you stick someone like Arne Slot in or sort of work it around that? That's my reasoning. That's my decision. I stick by that decision. I've got a few extra points. The previous game week where we had the first double game week for Liverpool, I got at the top end of 100 points. So really happy with that. So regret nothing. It's just a game at the end of the day, isn't it? A lot of people forget that, really. Fantasy Premier League is taken seriously, I guess, if there's cash, on offer, really, as part of like a mini league or something like that you've got going on. You do take it a lot more seriously, but still treat it like a game because that's what it is, really. I enjoy playing it. I play it every single season. Played it for about 10 years over that. Loved it every single season I've played it. Just have fun. Simple as that. Play around with things. This assistant manager, I don't see it as being a major problem. I just thought, when do I play it? When's the best time to maximize it, optimize it, as people use the word? And the answer was, the first double game week for Liverpool a couple of game weeks back. So there you go. So I'm at 8 points right this second. Finished the previous game week in the 80 mark. What did you guys get? Obviously, let me know in the comments. Keep an eye on my YouTube channel, which is where I'll put this video afterwards if you didn't get a chance to watch it. Check out my X, obviously, as well. Interact with me, people. I'd love to chat to you guys about fantasy. I love fantasy, everything about football in general, not just Premier League. Obviously, I like football in general, so do chat to me. And as always, remember, people, this is completely unscripted. Okay, completely live. I don't have all fancy equipment. I'm very honest about that. It's me in a conservatory talking to you like any other person would chat to you about fantasy, football in general. So chat to me like that. Okay, let's bounce ideas off each other. And if you've got any questions about fantasy, I am very happy to answer them and give you some opinion. Won't necessarily tell you what to do, but I'll give you some advice. So let me know if you've got any interesting comments. Don't forget, as always, we have got, very importantly, midweek fixtures. So I will really quickly touch on them before I finish off. Game week 27 hits us on Tuesday. Now, obviously, I do my podcasts and my fantasy talk, FPL talk, on a Saturday. So we will miss a chance to discuss this, but let's really quickly go over it on game week 27th on Tuesday, 25th February. So don't forget, it's Tuesday. I will stick an alert on X 30 minutes before the deadline, so around about 5:30. Brighton at Bournemouth. Good game that's going to be. Oh, yes. South Coast Derby, yes, why not? Brighton versus Bournemouth. In terms of results for that one, I can see a draw in that one. I really can. Probably 2-2 jobby. Maybe a straight 2-1 win for Bournemouth. Keep an eye on Welbeck for that one. And as for Bournemouth, the usual three. Crystal Palace versus Villa, another good game actually as well. I can see Crystal Palace scraping a win actually on this one, maybe even a 1-0. Mateta, obviously a man to watch for that one. Wolves versus Fulham, I can see Wolves winning that one. They're desperate to get points on the board to move further away from the relegation zone. Cunha, who else? Chelsea versus Southampton. Hopefully this is the chance for Palmer to put things right. Maybe even this game week, but otherwise he's got Southampton, so fingers crossed he does the business against them. Palmer, I think, the man to watch against Southampton. Brentford versus Everton, good game that's going to be, but I think Brentford winning 4-0 against Leicester. Okay, it's Leicester, might give them that confidence, that kick up the backside to then go again. And Buemo, Wisa, fingers crossed. Let's have a look at how they get on that game. Man United versus Ipswich. Normally I'd say United win, clean. Not so sure it's going to be a clean win, but Man United win, probably a 2-1 on that one. Fernandes, the man to watch. Delap, as always, for Ipswich. Keep an eye on him. Forest versus Arsenal. Great game that's going to be, isn't it, really? At the City Ground as well. If it was at the Emirates, I'd say Arsenal win just about. But at the City Ground, anything can happen. Draw is the answer to that. I think they'll draw against Arsenal, unfortunately. Annoyingly, want to say Arsenal win. Desperately want Arsenal to win. 2-2. Wood. Naturally for Forest, I think it's going to do something in that game. For Arsenal, again, once again, Trossard, Nwaneri, the man to look at really for this one. And maybe Odegaard, perhaps a penalty or something along those lines as well. Or a set-piece Spurs. Manchester City is going to be a good game. And I'll tell you why. Both teams tend to fight against each other, don't they, when they play? Especially as it's at the Spurs ground as well, the Tottenham Hotspur ground. I can see it's a difficult one. Just about a City win. Maybe a 2-1 or a 3-2 or a high-scoring game in this one. Kulusevski and Son naturally for Spurs, and for City, maybe a Mamouche Jobby. Keep an eye on him. He's one to watch. I've definitely got him on my radar. Liverpool versus Newcastle, another good game as well, but I can see Liverpool winning. Newcastle is shaky a little bit, and Liverpool will be at Anfield, so I can see a Liverpool win in that one. Mo Salah will score maybe a goal or two, and keep an eye on Isak, obviously, depending on how he does this weekend. West Ham Leicester, West Ham win. Bowen and Kudus to watch in that one. But yes, don't forget, as always, people, like I just said there a second ago, midweek fixture. Tuesday, it's going to come thick and fast. It will probably approach and you'll be like, oh my God, it's a game. Midweek, game week, didn't even know. Game week 27 hits us on Tuesday, 25th of February at 6 o'clock is the deadline. Get your teams in, get your transfers in, get your captain sorted and see how you get on. And hopefully you have a good game week 27. Hopefully you have, more importantly, a good game week 26, which is upon us right this second. And as always, ladies and gents, boys and girls, thank you for watching. I've been AJ. Take care, and I'll see you next Saturday at 8:45 a.m. Let your friends, family, and strangers know that I'm doing some podcasts about FPL. That's right. This is FPL Talk. I've been AJ. Take care of yourselves. See you next week. Peace.